Welcome into the semifinals of the SCBL playoffs here at Moore Park for the second night in a row. I'm Gunter Schroeder, joined by Zaid Metz on color commentary for the Mooresville Spinners taking on the Queen City Corndogs. A place in the SCBL Championship Series on the line tonight. One of these two teams will have to win tonight to advance to what will be the final two teams and a chance at either a fourth straight championship for the Spinners or a first for the Queen City Corndogs. And Zane, this is an exciting matchup and one we thought might happen last night. And we're hoping for last night, as we said, two of the best pitching teams in the league taking on each other tonight. What do you expect from this one?
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a fun one. I mean, Felico's on a collision course for this round two matchup, with the Spinners being the 2 seed and the Corndogs being the 3 seed. As we had a little bit of a national anthem standoff over there, but nonetheless, you know, the Spinners are throwing out potentially their best guy on the bump, that being Caleb Williams. So this Corndogs lineup that has been really good, headed by potentially the best hitter in the league, Harrison Buthelette. It's going to have a tall task against the Rice man on the mound.
So it will be Caleb Williams on the mound, the right-hander from Rice University and Alexander Central High School in Taylorsville, North Carolina. 6'2", 210, arguably the best pitcher in the SCBL, taking the mound in the most important game of the season for the Spinners as they stand one game away from the SCBL Championship Series. And Caleb Williams, you don't get much better than him. Only 1 earned run allowed in 28 innings pitched this season. 39 strikeouts to 7 walks. Last time he pitched against the Corndogs, no decision, allowed 1 run, which was unearned. 4 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts as they defeated the Corndogs 3-2. But the Corndogs won the last meeting between these two teams as Colin McDougall pitched a 3-run complete game in a 7-3 win up at Atrium Health Ballpark in Kannapolis. But this time they'll have to do it on the road to advance to their first SCBL Championship Series. As we've seen, Williams can touch that mid-90s range with his fastball. And to begin it off, he'll face Chris Hendrickson, the DH.
Yeah, and with Christopher Henderson coming up, you know, not the biggest guy in the box, standing 5'10", 200, but playing in that leadoff spot, normally an outfielder, and shows off the speed from time to time, the freshman from Gaston College. And the Corndogs, they're going to have to get up early in counts and early in innings to have to compete with Caleb's fastball.
As you just saw, first pitch blew it right by him. Immediately to work with the fastball. And for Christopher Hendrickson, he's had a great season as the leadoff hitter for the Corndogs. 29 for 73 for a nearly 400 average. 6 doubles and a triple. Swings through strike 2. Off to a fast start is Caleb Williams, as you've seen him get on top of hitters really fast. That's the game plan here, even against a guy like Christopher Hendrickson, who's known to make solid contact and have a good approach at the plate. 541 on base percentage. 0-2 on the ground. This one will go towards the shortstop. Alder for the throw is offline, and he's in there. Likely would have beaten out the throw regardless, but Christopher Hendrickson, his 30th hit of the season, gets us started. And fresh off a 2-for-4 night last night with a triple, he gets things started and gets on first base for Luke Harris.
Yeah, Henderson already showing off the speed right there. Down in the count 0-2, good approach, but a hard hit ball, and Aldifer couldn't make the play.
Now Luke Harris, the first baseman tonight. The Limestone College junior, is this one away by Williams, and the first time he's pitching to Silas Mills this season. Mills, of course, a late addition. Caleb Williams not having pitched a game since he took his only loss this season against the Wampus Cats, a 1-0 loss in which he allowed a 1 earned run over 5 2/3 inning, but struck out 8 batters. Pitch swung on in the check swing. Williams lets it go for Umbach. He'll try to flip it with the glove, and he got him. What a play. Anthony Umbach making the best out of a bad situation there. Gets the 1 runner. Hendrickson, though, advances to second into scoring position for Harrison Buthelette.
Yeah, normally what would have been a routine play for Umbach had to cover the second base bag with Christopher Henderson stealing. Flips it over there with the glove and showing off that he's on top of his game early on.
And now Harrison Bouthelette steps to the plate. And he puts one in the air. Park will hold it, though. The right fielder coming in, Cipriano, he makes the catch. Not tagging is Hendrickson, as that is out number 2. Bouthelette tries to get on top of the fastball early. We've seen his ability to hit long shots. 10 home runs on the season, but out of luck that time for out number 2.
Yeah, Bouthelette going up there swinging, and obviously why wouldn't you not leading the league in home runs? That one was a sky high if you put that one on line. It would have been something dangerous, but now Corndogs, after getting the leadoff man on, 2 outs here in the top half of the first.
Now Chase Gribble, Southern Wesleyan sophomore, hitting in the cleanup spot. First pitch there for a strike. 20 for 64 on the season, a .323 average for Gribble. 2 home runs on the year. Reached base one time on a hit by pitch last night in the Corndogs 7-4 quarterfinal win over the Wampus Cats. Next pitch from Williams, the off-speed, feeble pop-up towards Green, and he makes the catch for out number 3. And Caleb Williams quickly works around and lead-off single to get us through the middle of the first inning. Spinners will look to strike first when we come back from Moore Park. Bottom of the first inning on tap here at Moore Park. Caleb Williams holding the Corndogs scoreless in that top of the first inning after a leadoff single. Worked around it. Now Shane Coop will take the mound for the second time this year. Used to pitching on the big stage, even in the SCBL. His first start coming at Atrium Health Ballpark. Picked up the win over 3 2/3 innings against the Copperheads. Now his second start comes in the semifinals of the SCBL playoffs. Facing his toughest test yet, though. A strong Mooresville Spinners lineup headlined by Tyler Steele, who leads things off for the Spinners. And what a night he had last night. Takes a pitch there from Coop for a strike. Steele has flat out mashed 19 for 33 in 9 games and 4 hits last night. We've seen it's ultra hard for anyone to strike him out. So far this season has only struck out 3 times. And not in a game since they played the Corndogs up at Atrium Health Ballpark. As this one's on the ground, it will roll just foul. So Steele stays alive here. We've seen his ability to excel even when behind in the count, as he had 4 hits last night against the Copperheads. Spinners won that one by a score of 9-3. Coop on the way, 1-2. Got him looking, strike 3 called. Nice start by Coop as finds just enough of the upstairs part of the plate. Down goes Steele for the first out.
Yeah, we heard him put some extra oomph on that fastball right there. Dotted up on the upper portion of the zone. Looks like Steele was kind of waiting on the breaking pitch. Caught him by surprise. And this is a tough Mooresville lineup. We've said time in and time out. And you gotta get them on them early. And if not, they can kind of get that lead and not look back.
Matthew Cipriano jumping up in the lineup tonight. He'll be hitting second for the Spinners. Takes a first pitch outside from Coop. Shane Coop, the Winthrop Eagle, righty, 6'2", 210 from Columbia, South Carolina. As Cipriano fouls this one out of play towards the neighborhood. In terms of the season for Matthew Cipriano that he's had, very solid, 23 for 66, a 348 average. Picked up a hit last night, 1 for 2 in the 9-3 win over the Copperheads in the opening round. 1-1, just misses. Coop trying to tempt him with the outside off speed there, didn't get the chase though. Cipriano, a sophomore from Wake Tech Community College. Ahead 2-1 of Coop, swings on this one, keeps it fair. Harris has got it, he'll flip to Coop, who covers the bag and gets out number 2. And potentially the MVP of last night's quarterfinals, Cam Clonch steps to the plate. What a homecoming the Mooresville kid has had. 3 for 3 last night with a walk, a home run, and 3 RBIs as he picked up his first home run in a Mooresville uniform this season in Game 12. First pitch, he swings on it and puts it in the air towards Durrell, who backs up, leaps up, and just misses it off the wall. Here goes Clonch digging for 2. He'll stop there, and it's another extra base hit for Cam Clonch. 4th in the last 4 games for the left fielder. And he starts things off with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, the ECU Pyre just keeps raking right there. A hard hit ball into center field. Looks like Durrell kind of misread that one over his head off the wall. And Clonch, what a mid-season pickup he's been. Him and Steele so far this year have really took this lineup to another level.
And it's been the 2 late additions that have really sparked the Spinners offense late in the season. Hitting first and third. Can't quantify the type of impact they've made, especially coming into the team so late on, as Davis Turner takes a first pitch for a strike on the fastball. No break throughout the lineup, and that trend continues with Davis Turner. Picked up hit number 30 last night. Now leads the league with 31 RBIs, hit his 7th home run of the season, and had 4 RBIs in a Copperheads 9-3 win. Also leads the league with 4 triples. So shows he is an all-around player and another Mooresville native as well. Looking to make it 4 out of 4 as a member of the Spinners. Fouls this one off to the screen, 1-2.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, year in and year out, Davis Turner has been, if not the best, but one of the best hitters in this Mooresville lineup. And looking to continue that trend this season.
The upcoming senior at Limestone College. As the 1-2 on the way from Coop, swung on and out of play, foul. Strikeouts hard earned at this point in the playoffs, and Shane Coop having to work for his. Already quite a few foul balls by the Spinners lineup in 2 strike counts, elongating at bats. And that's exactly what you want to see as a manager. Spinners looking to advance to their 4th straight SCBL Championship Series. Coops 1-2, nearly got him to chase in the dirt. Skipped up there with an off-speed. Turner showing off the good plate discipline there. So Coop will have to think about what his next move will be in this chess match between him and Turner. 2-2 count with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 1st inning. And Klon standing on second after a 2-out double. Pitch on the way, on the ground, past the glove of Coop. Up with it is Beals. He'll go to first. And in time for out number 3, a scoreless first frame here at Moore Park. We'll be coming back in just a moment. Thank you for joining us here on the SCBL YouTube channel from Moore Park. Round 2 of the SCBL playoffs will continue in just a moment. Top 2 on tap at Moore Park, as both teams still looking for that opening blow here in the semifinals of the SCBL playoffs. And it will be Trig Browning, to lead things off for the Corndogs here in this top of the 2nd. Browning, Schaefer, and Durrell, the 3 due up for Queen City as they try to solve Caleb Williams' beautiful off-speed 4-strike 1.
Yeah, Williams, after allowing that infield single against Henderson in his first AB, put down the last 3 of the Queen City Corndogs batters. That's been how he's been all season.
Another beautiful off-speed ahead of Browning 0-2. 370 average and 54 at-bats for Browning. No extra base hits so far this season. 0 for 3 with the walk last night in the win over the Wampus Cats to advance to this point. 0-2 taken away. We don't really see, outside of Bouthelette, too much power from this Corndogs lineup, but just great ABC baseball, and that's what's propelled them to within 1 game of the SCBL Championship Series. As the 1-2 on the way from Williams gets to the backstop here, past the glove of Turner on the outside corner. And that's the thing with a lot of these high-velocity pitchers. You'll trade the extra miles per hour for maybe a few wild pitches here and there, as long as they don't come in the wrong spots. Williams,
that's just that risk-reward factor, and with Williams mixing up those good curveballs, I mean, it kind of equals out for him.
Williams back to work, 2-2. This time Browning on the off-speed and sends it up the middle past Alderfer, who dives but can't get there, and Trig Browning makes it a 2nd consecutive inning. The Corndogs get the lead man on base. And that'll bring up Dylan Schaefer, the shortstop. See if they can turn that into a 2nd inning rally.
All right, next up, shortstop number 60.
Another late addition is Dylan Schaefer, the UNC Wilmington Seahawk. 10 for 28 in 10 games. As he bunts this one out of play, foul. had a triple in last night's quarterfinal win over the Wampus Cats. Scored 2 runs, drove in a run, and walked. As this is now the 3rd time he has faced the Spinners. 3 hits in those games as he butts the bunt down once again. Williams underhand throw to Green in time. But once again, the leadoff runner advances to second as Browning advances into scoring position. And the easy play for out number 1 brings up Will Durrell to see if he can do some damage with 1 out.
Yeah, we see the Corndogs there playing some old school small ball baseball right there. Shaver just trying to put that ball on the ground and move Browning into scoring position. And you see what kind of the latter half of the lineup can do for Queen City now.
Now Will Durrell, one of the heroes of last night's game, 2 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs. And swings on this pitch, sends it into the outfield towards Cipriano. Holding at third, though, is Browning, and a good throw back to the infield. Means it's runners at the corners now and 2 hits, putting the pressure early on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, and Gunner, you can hear that Corndogs dugout to the right of us. They're definitely got the energy here tonight as they know how big of a game it can be and really propelling them as a program. Only the 2nd year in the SCBL, but defeating the back-to-back-to-back reigning champions and going into the championship series would be a great way to make your mark.
What a pitch. First time to Trenton Doss, the right fielder. He's got some pop in his bat, though. 4 home runs on the season. For the infielder, has played first base as well, but moves to right field for this semifinal matchup. Williams goes back to the off-speed, doesn't get the bite that time from Doss, who lays off of it. Doss, a Cleveland Community College sophomore, a Winston-Salem native. 18 hits on the season, and picked up his 5th home run last night against the Wampus Cats. 2 for 3 and 2 runs driven in as swinging through that pitch is Doss. Mills thought about firing back to first to try and get Will Durrell off guard. But back safely diving is the center fielder. Williams trying to work out of a jam. As we mentioned, only 1 earned run allowed this season. In a spot of bother here. 1-1 on the way. And a good block by Mills, but the off-speed is ball 2. And as we saw last night, Nick Soler, the Copperheads, ran into some trouble early. This time it's one of the Spinners pitchers running into trouble. We'll see how they deal with it. Soler only allowing 1 run, though, over his time in the game. As Williams calls time to, looks like, readjust his belt here.
Yeah, we saw last night the Spinners really had to pivot on the mound as A.J. Camp was projected to be their starter. Only went 1 2/3 innings after coming out with an arm injury. We saw Landon Reeves step in, make a really big mark, a great innings eater from Mooresville. And that could have been a really bad situation for them after losing their starter early on.
Yeah, certainly hoping for a longer outing from their starter tonight. Landon Reeves kind of acted like the bridge gap, in all honesty, last night. He threw over 4 innings in relief and got him to Josh Osiander in the later parts, coinciding with the Spinners' offensive explosion in the middle innings, ultimately leading to a 9-3 win last night. Eliminated the Lake Norman Copperheads. Only 1 upset last night in the quarterfinals, which came in the 4-5 game. The Regulators defeating the Disco Turkeys by a 16-10 scoreline. 8 runs in the top of the 8th inning. The Regulators moved on to play the Statesville Owls in the other semifinal tonight. Still a scoreless game up at West Iredale High School in that one. As going for second is Durrell. The ball gets past. A beautiful decision there by Durrell, and 2 runners in scoring position. Threat of the double play is gone. And a double trouble here for Caleb Williams. Now he's in a full count. Luckily for Mills, the ball bounced right back to him. So no advance from Browning home on the wild pitch. Trenton Doss a chance to do some early damage. Payoff from Williams. Swing and a miss, he got him a big strikeout. And the off-speed working a treat here early for Caleb Williams, and that'll bring up the third baseman.
Next up, third baseman, number
It'll be Elijah Craddock, the Brunswick Community College sophomore from Tegakay, South Carolina. 8 hits in 11 games, and lays off that first pitch. A good block by Silas Mills, who is a late addition as well to this Spinners team. At catcher, he's only played 5 games. First game came against the Disco Turkeys on July 12th. Good utility piece for the stretch run of the season. 1-0. Driven the other way towards right field. Cipriano makes the catch. And Williams works himself out of the jam again. Bottom 2 on the way here at Moore Park. Still a scoreless contest here live in the SCBL semifinal matchup. We'll be back in a moment. Bottom 2 here at Moore Park. Still a stalemate. 0-0 game here as we go to the bottom of the second. And Jeremy Green leads things off for the Spinners. First pitch curveball upstairs from Shane Coop. Worked around a Cam Claunch 2-out double to shut down the top of the Spinners lineup in the first frame. Now gets to work against Green. Another guy that had a really nice night last night. 347 average for Green. The pitch upstairs, 3-0 here. Has had a nice season. Struggled last night, an 0-for-5 night against the Copperheads. Only struck out 3 times in 49 at-bats, though. 3-0 there from Coop for a strike. All about limiting the walks, I think, for both teams tonight and forcing guys to put balls in play. That was what really the Spinners took advantage of in that quarterfinal win last night. 3-1 there for a strike as well. Coop confident in his fastball here early. We'll see what his final decision is. On the payoff pitch, he goes to the fastball. Green in on the hands. Scooped up by Schaefer, the throw in time. A beautiful play for out number 1. Green retired, and up comes Josh Osiander, it looks like. The EH. And we know how much of a dangerous hitter he can be. Potentially you have the 2 best hitters in the league here tonight. Harrison Bouthlet on the Corndogs side. Right next to Josh Osiander. You'd have to think these 2 are the MVP frontrunners in the league for the 2024 season. As you mentioned, after his freshman year at Western Carolina, Josh Osiander, a 3.95 ERA in 13 2/3 innings on the mound, and a 291 average with 7 homers and 30 RBIs in the batter's box. And pitched 3 2/3 innings, no runs allowed, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts while picking up the save in the quarterfinal win last night over the Copperheads. 2-0, and he went around on it. That one ran way in there. Corndogs dugout yelling sword on that one. You don't see that too often. Osiander looking to get something started for the Spinners offense, and a beautiful pitch. Paints the outside part of the plate. 2-2 here to Osiander. 23 hits on the season, 15 of them for extra bases. Swings through, strike 3, and Shane Coop. 2 up and 2 down here in this bottom of the second inning. Smooth sailing so far for the right-hander, and now he'll face Nick Alderfer.
Yeah, I mean, Coop, he was down in the count 2-0, was not afraid to go at one of the league's best hitters. 3 straight strikes to Osiander and gets him with the K.
Now Nick Alderfer, the Queens University junior. Traveled north from Cox Mill High School, his alma mater. Played for the Spinners and fouls the first pitch out of play. 0 for 3 last night was Alderfer with a hit by pitch. He's played 14 games this season for the Spinners, and on such a deep team has still made a great impact, but finds himself behind 0-2 here to Shane Coop. Not much offense here for Mooresville in the early going after taking an early lead last night. 0-2 just misses. A fortunate take there for Nick Alderfer. Nearly was strikeout number 3 on the night for Coop, but they'll do it again as he works quickly. 1-2, swing and a miss, he got him. Upstairs fastball, and 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. The Corndogs are fired up as we head to the 3rd inning. Still scoreless from Moore Park when we come back.
Second baseman, number 30.
Top of the 3rd inning here at Moore Park, and still a stalemate between the Corndogs and the Spinners. It'll be Caleb Beals, the second baseman, first up. Batting 10th for this Corndogs team, but made a nice roll out of the season so far. It's the battle of the Calebs. Williams on the mound and Beals in the batter's box. For Caleb Beals, he's had a 250 average in 28 games, but valuable experience as he heads off to North Carolina A&T in the fall to play baseball in the MEAC for the Aggies. 0 for 4 last night in the Wampus Cats win, so looking to make an impact here at the bottom of the lineup. 1-1 misses from Williams. And we really saw Caleb Williams get into any sort of trouble early in this game. He did have some, but worked around it. You'd have to say that big strikeout of Trenton Doss was the turning point. 2-1 to Beals. Beautiful. Right at the top of the zone. And it really has a 3-pitch mix. Looks like maybe a sinker, a fastball, and what looks like a slider working in from time to time. Really gets hitters off their balance points. 2-2 on the way and runs in. Did it get a piece of Beals? No. So strike 3 will have to wait. Instead, it's ball 3 and a full count to Beals. He's walked 14 times this season as Beals, a .369 on base percentage. Looking for his first hit in 5 games. It would be a big spot to do it as the top of the order due up behind him. Payoff pitch in there for strike 3. Went to the off speed and got him looking as Caleb Williams' second strikeout. His fellow Caleb on Caleb violence, and brings up Chris Hendrickson.
Yeah, that slider tonight from Williams has been definitely his best pitch. I mean, all 2 strikeouts, both the one on Dawson and right there on Beals. With that slider, and when you have the velocity Williams has on the bump, and you mix in that slider, you can really throw off the kind of the velocity they're seeing in the batter's box.
This first inning, Chris Hendrickson picks up hit number 30. 3 hits in the playoffs so far in 5 at-bats, and takes a strike from Williams here. 3 hits the first time through the batting order for the Corndogs against Caleb Williams. You don't see that too often. One of the best power pitchers in the league, and swings through the 1-1. Beautiful pitch there from Caleb Williams. Fooled him right into the dirt here. Has to put his hat back on, put all his might into that last pitch. Grabs the Rosen bag and gets back set. Ready with the 1-2 to Hendrickson. Here it comes. Skipped up there to Mills for ball 2.
Yeah, kind of surprised that he goes with the fastball right there with how well he's been throwing the slider tonight. So after him skipping that one in the dirt, gotta imagine goes back with the off speed.
Another 2-strike count for Williams. 2-2, swing and a miss. And he got him with the off speed again. 2 up, 2 down for Caleb Williams via strikeout, and 3 on the night. Brings up Luke Harris, who grounded out his first time up.
Next up, first baseman number 13.
Yeah, Williams now striking out 3 of the last 4 batters, all 3 of those strikeouts coming by way of the slider. Second time through the order now is the 2-man Luke Harris up. Will be interesting to see how these guys kind of adapt now seeing Williams for the second time this evening.
First pitch just misses on the off speed, does Williams. First 7 Corndogs batters making contact, including 3 singles, but since then, 3 strikeouts and a flyout for the last 4 batters to face Caleb Williams. He's gotten into a groove here. 1-0, a strike there, runs inside. And now here comes the challenging part for the Corndogs hitters. Does it get any easier the second time around? You usually see that, but so far, Caleb Williams has adjusted, and another off speed. Gets Harris looking. He knew it.
Yeah, it goes with the slider right there. And that's been his money pitch tonight. Be interesting if he doubles up on it.
Williams set, the 1-2 on the way. There for strike 3, he struck the side out. Caleb Williams in his groove and through the top of the 3rd inning, still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we'll see if the Spinners can take advantage when we come back. Bottom of the third inning here at Moore Park. It'll be the bottom three hitters in the lineup for the Spinners. Just one hit so far against Shane Coop. A 2-out double by Cam Claunch, but since then, 4 straight sat down by Shane Coop. 3 strikeouts tonight, and he gets to work against Mills, who swings at the first pitch and sends it right back up where it came from. A base hit up the middle for Silas Mills, hit number 5 in game number 6 to get things started for the bottom of the Spinners lineup.
Yeah, Mills obviously coming up swinging. First pitch of the inning, sends it into center field. And now for the first time tonight, other than 2 outs, we see the Spinners working with the guy on base.
Now Sam Walker, the third baseman, hitting 9th. The Christian Brothers University senior getting the start tonight at third base. Came in substitution, lays the bunt down. Coop called off by the third baseman, Gribble, who can't get the throw in across. And both runners safe. First and second as Sam Walker gets to base on the bunt. Pardon, it was Elijah Craddock that called off his pitcher, made the throw, but wasn't in time, and Sam Walker using his speed to his advantage.
Yeah, Craddock over there at third base called off Coop on the bump, kind of had a double pump there. You got to imagine if he didn't hesitate, he would have been able to get him at first base. But nonetheless, we see Mooresville in a really good position here in the bottom half of the inning to put the first runs up of the evening.
And these are the sort of situations we've seen the Spinners thrive in all season long. First 2 runners on base, and Anthony Umbach is due up next. At the top of the lineup last night, at the bottom of it tonight. Still making the same sort of impact, though. $18 hits on the season for Umbach, the freshman from Emory and Henry College. Went 1 for 3 last night, scored 3 runs and walked twice, bringing his on-base percentage to .400. Has a good eye at the plate. And overall, in a successful season, his first year in the SCBL.
And you can really say Mooresville is using Umbach as a second leadoff guy batting in that 10 hole tonight.
First pitch outside. We haven't seen Coop pitch too much in the SCBL, so we'll see how he responds here. First spot of bother. 3 base runners so far for the Spinners. 2 in this inning to start things off. 1-0 in the dirt. And you also wonder how long he'll be in the game for. He only pitched 3 2/3 innings against the Copperheads when we covered that game up there at Atrium Health Ballpark. Maybe a shorter leash than you would expect, given it is an elimination game here.
Yeah, and both of these teams will have kind of a tighter leash than other teams will have. You got to imagine with the pitching depth both of these ball clubs have, as the starters and the bullpens have a very long list of guys that can throw out there.
So we'll see if Umbach can get something going here. Ahead 2-0, shows bunt, and then takes strike 1. Maybe it's all about getting in the head of the pitcher. Has already worked once for Sam Walker. 2 men on, no out in this bottom of the third inning. Spinners looking to break the deadlock here. Bottom of their lineup is up. And the bottom hitter in their lineup, Anthony Umbach, ahead 3-1 here of Shane Coop, and all of a sudden, some control issues mounting a little bit after a pretty smooth first 2 innings. Spinners heaping pressure on as they look to take the lead. Hitters count, and on the ground by Umbach. The force at 1, and across the second in time, and they got the double play. The 1-5-3 double play. Shane Coop makes the catch against Umbach, fires to third to get Mills, and then across the diamond by Craddock into the jam and back to the top of the lineup.
Yeah, I think that's the first of its kind we've seen this season, a 1-5-3 double play. Great heads-up awareness from the corner infielders, and of course Shane Coop on the bump. That ball coming right back at him, but knows get the lead runner, and Craddock helps him out as well.
First pitch to Steele, taken for a strike.
You gotta imagine Steele's gonna come up swinging after caught looking on a fastball his first time up against Coop, and in a 2-out situation here.
Steele's mix of power and discipline has been a great thing to watch in his limited action with the Spinners so far this season. Evens the count back up to 1-1. Quite a few times last night we saw him get to 2 strike counts and still earn hits the hard way. So see what his approach is against Coop. 1-1, swung on and just off the glove of Schaefer. Advancing to third on the play is Walker. And once again, runners at the corners and 2 outs. As Matthew Cipriano will get another crack at Coop.
Yeah, Schaefer not able to make the play there, but still keeps the ball in the infield, and that's big, especially with the speed we have of Walker over there at second base. Keeps it in the infield and keeps the Spinners scoreless.
Cipriano grounded out his first time up. Another 2-out chance at the first run of the game. Coop's first pitch, taken for a strike. You get the feeling whichever team scores first will have a massive advantage the rest of the way. Cipriano looking for hit number 24 on the season. Runners at the corners. Pitch runs outside from Coop. The count moves to 1-1. Just 1 base runner to the first 2 innings for the Spinners, and now 3 this inning alone. Coop looking to get out of the jam. Has the sign 1-1, swung on and foul, so Steele will have to trot back to first base as he was looking for the steal.
And you got to imagine there, but still stealing, Bouthelot's going to be on his toes, but with 2 outs in the inning, he might decide just to hold the ball with Sam Walker standing on third base.
And unfortunate for the Spinners, who nearly had 2 men in scoring position. Coop, though, 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. Here's the 1-2, and he misses outside with the fastball. Hasn't challenged hitters on the inside part of the plate too much so far. So now deuces wild, 2-2. 2 out in the third. Next pitch on the way. Steele goes, but it won't matter. And Cipriano down looking. Through 3 innings, we are still scoreless. And Shane Coops gets himself out of the jam, sends us to the 4th inning. Still a 0-0 game as we keep going here at Moore Park. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday evening. SCBL semifinal. The chance to advance to the championship series still on the line. Fourth inning here as Harrison Buthelette back up to the plate. Flied out his first time. Got aggressive against Caleb Williams on the first pitch. Didn't quite pay off then, but now he has another chance. You got to say Williams in a groove now. Fresh off a third inning where he struck out the side. 0-1 to Buthelette. Swung on in play. Foul territory calling for it as Umbach makes the play. And out number one for Caleb Williams as he keeps rolling now, 6 straight set down. Chase Gribble up next.
Yeah, that's
So
a swing
going
that.
after that last inning, maybe you don't want to make Caleb Williams mad.
Yeah, I mean, Williams, we saw him storm off the mound. Very fired up, as we've already seen this game. Gunner both sides, emotions running high, and don't want their season to be ended tonight.
A lot on the line here as the Corndogs looking to capture their first SCBL championship in their second year in the league. Spinners have become the dynasty, if you will, of the SCBL. 3 straight championships won from 2021 to 2023, and looking to do it again here for the 4th straight season. If they can get past the Corndogs, they'll be 2 wins away. Ahead 1-0 is Gribble, but Williams bounces back with strike 1. Gribble popped out his first time up. Still looking for his first hit in these playoffs. 5th at bat of this part of the season for Gribble, and way out in front of that 1-1. Mills liking what he sees from his pitcher. And the change in speed has really fooled these Corndogs hitters so far. After some rocky starts, Williams seemingly in the groove. 7 men shut down in a row. And Trig Browning, after a single his first time up, back in the batter's box for round 2. Takes the off-speed low as Williams really putting his might into every pitch. As you can see, his hat's fallen off quite a few times.
Yeah, potentially Williams' last outing of the summer. Might as well make it count while you're up there.
Trying to will his team to the championship series. A chance still to host this championship series as well if the Regulators defeat the top-seeded Owls. It would be Regulators versus either one of these teams right here at Moore Park. If not, if the Owls were to win, then it's going to be Road Warrior time for either one of these teams as they'll travel to take on the Owls at West Iredell High School Thursday through Saturday in a best-of-3 series. Williams 2-1, missed once again low to Browning, who's done a good job. Stayed off of that off speed twice now, and that's been the difference as he's worked a 3-1 count here. We'll see what Williams goes with. How aggressive will Browning get? Here's the pitch. It runs way in for ball 4. First walk of the night for Caleb Williams. Couldn't locate the fastball where he wanted it. And the Corndogs have a base runner to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, Brownie reaching for the second time tonight, been a good part in that lineup. Batting in the 5-hole. 2 outs, though, in the inning. And Dylan Schaefer, we saw him last time up, lay down that sacrifice bunt. We'll have to swing the bat here.
Dylan Schaefer up next. Grounded out his first time and swings through the off-speed now. Mills hearing maybe he's stealing, so he's up fast. Surveying quickly, but quickly realizes he has no play. Dylan Schaefer trying to keep the inning alive in the 4th. With Browning on first. Going for second, the steal on base, the throwdown from Mills is in time. What a play. Silas Mills showing off the arm, and it gets us through the top of the 4th. Caleb Williams still working some magic. We'll see if the Spinners can finally get on the board when we return from Moore Park. Bottom of the fourth inning here. It'll be the two Mooresville kids to start it off, Cam Clonch and Davis Turner. Both of them had big nights last night, each of them leaving the yard. Cam Clonch for the first time this season, Davis Turner for the 7th. Clonch, his first time up, doubled off the wall with 2 outs. Now we'll lead things off in the 4th. Spinners just 3 hits tonight. One from Tyler Steele, the double from Cam Clonch, and the single from Silas Mills to start off the 3rd. 1-1 on the way to Clonch, and a beautiful pitch there from Shane Coop. Catches outside corners for ball 2. Or strike 2, pardon me. A 1-2 count here. Shane Coop back to work quickly. Pitch on the way to Clonch, and just laid off of it. You saw the bat come down a little bit off his shoulder, but he held his impulse. Now the 2-2 on the way. This time he calls it a ball. And Cam Clonch walking back to the dugout halfway, thought that was strike 3. Instead he'll get another chance at it. Shane Coop in disbelief on the mound, but now he's got to get back to work. Now the payoff pitch on the way, and he swung through that one. It looks like he fouled it off, just got a piece of it.
Yeah, I don't know how I got any contact on that. That was a beautiful curveball in the dirt from Coop, especially following the fastball.
Yeah, and the Corndogs not pleased in the slightest about that one. Cam Clonch still alive, to the chagrin of the Corndogs fans here. Another 3-2 and another foul ball.
Yeah, and Clonch giving a new life here, especially if he gets on base in the 3-2 count here. That can really turn the tides of this inning.
Clonch, a recent ECU graduate and a part of the Pirates team. A force to be reckoned with in the AAC, and hosted a regional in Greenville once again. Great program, and produced a first-round pick as well in Trey Savage, who went to the Toronto Blue Jays. 3-2 to Clonch on the way. Swing and a miss, and Coop does get the strikeout a few pitches after he may have deserved it in the first place. Corndogs say ball don't lie, and it certainly didn't there for out number 1. Now Davis Turner due up. Grounded out his first time up to end the first inning. Another chance to do some damage against Shane Coop.
Yeah, and that last at-bat shows what Coop has been doing best tonight. He thought he got strike 3 on the fastball, decides to go 2 curveballs in the dirt. Clonch fouls him off, and then the heater upstairs. Those changes of speeds have been causing fits for the Mooresville batters tonight.
Pitch misses to Turner. Designated hitting tonight. We've seen him play catcher, first base. And rockets one in the air towards right field, but over is Doss. He will make the catch right up against the line. And that is out number 2, pardon me. To bring up Jeremy Green.
Next in for the Spinners first baseman, number 5, Jeremy Green.
Here's Jeremy Green, the Embry and Henry senior from Troutman, North Carolina. A ways up I-77 from here. First pitch on the way from Coop. A beautiful one for strike 1, and just catches enough of the top part of the strike zone. Green grounded out his first time up. Coop's next offering, an off-speed driven towards the gap, and that is going to get down in between the center and right fielders. Collecting it is Durrell. He'll put it back up into the infield, but not before Jeremy Green has his first hit of the playoffs in 7 tries to continue the inning.
Yeah, it didn't look like Green got that much of a hard contact on that ball, but it kept floating into the outfield. Lands in the right center field gap, And the Spinners have another life with 2 outs.
Josh Osiander struck out his first time up. Facing off against Coop, looking to do some damage. First pitch right there for a strike, and Osiander not necessarily liking that call. Have been some rough calls so far, in the opinion of one team or the other, so far through this game. Now the 0-1 in the dirt. Always a contentious spot for umpires. No matter what, one team is not going to be happy with a close decision. We've seen that happen quite a few times tonight. Despite that, neither team benefiting off of it in the form of a run so far. Scoreless here in the bottom of the 4th, and Osiander rockets one towards right field, but caught on the run by Doss. And we are through 4 scoreless. Shane Coop matching Caleb Williams. Inning for inning. 5 innings to go here in the SCBL semifinal. We'll be back in a moment from Moore Park. Back for the 5th inning. Still scoreless here as this one's popped up in the air. Coming over is Green. He'll make the catch in fair territory, and Dylan Schaefer down on just 1 pitch for out number 1. After having to resume his at-bat after it was interrupted by Trig Browning being caught stealing second base. Doesn't take long for him to be retired for the 2nd time.
Okay, we already see the Corndogs this inning being aggressive early in counts. As we've seen him earlier in the game falling behind against Caleb Williams, but with a more aggressive approach, maybe putting Williams on the back foot and see where things go from there.
Will Durrell picked up one of the 3 hits so far for the Corndogs. Singled his first time up, and now looking to make it 2 for 2 against Caleb Williams. First pitch spiked to the center fielder. A solid piece in the outfield and been a mainstay for them as well. Another Winthrop Eagle joining his pitcher Shane Coop down in Rock Hill, just over the North Carolina-South Carolina border. 16 hits on the season, including 2 last night, as he rockets this one in the air. Way high up there for Tyler Steele. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Some hard contact, but not quite the launch angle he was looking for. And he's down quickly.
Yeah, launch angle, sometimes kind of the biggest thing. A good charge on that ball by Durrell, but it hung up there a country mile for out number 2.
Now Trenton Doss due up he struck out his first time up, and this was really seemingly the turning point. Back in that second inning, the Corndogs were threatening but couldn't get a run across. And Trenton Doss, his strikeout with 1 out, was the difference maker for Caleb Williams as he quickly worked out of that one, and since then has only allowed the 1 walk. His last 10 batters sat down 9 of them. 1-0, another beautiful, looks like a sinker, just gets enough of the zone here. Evens the count back up to 1-1. For Caleb Williams, what a summer it's been. Around the corner from his hometown of Taylorsville, he's been a vital piece of the Spinners' rotation. It seems set for a breakthrough with the Rice Owls next season. Swing and a miss by Dawson, a 2-1 count. Conference USA, a long underrated baseball conference. Quite a lot of talent around. Here's the 2-2. It's called strike 3, and Caleb Williams another 1-2-3 inning. Make it 6 strikeouts for the right-hander and 5 scoreless as we go to the bottom half of the frame.
Zeros across the top.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Moore Park, and Nick Alderfer leading things off. Takes the first pitch low from Shane Coop. He struck out his first time up. We'll see if the second time up for the Spinner shortstop changes things. But quickly behind 0-2 in another tough spot here for Shane Coop. He hasn't been afraid to throw that fastball right over the heart of the plate, but no hard contact so far. Now the 0-2, and he got him swinging. Oh, wait. We thought was strike 3, only strike 2, though. Now the 1-2, and he just missed. Boothel had a nice frame job there. Count moves to 2-2 for Alderfer. Has 5 strikeouts on the night for Coop. A chance at number 6. Gets the pop-up from Alderfer, but out of play. For Alderfer getting a chance to play some big innings in a playoff environment. 2-2 on the way. Swung on by Alderfer and through the right side for a base hit. A good start to this 5th inning for the Spinners. And Nick Alderfer has a base knock.
And kind of interesting from Coop. He's been struggling against the back half of the lineup opposed to the front half. As out of his 5 hits allowed, 3 of them have been against the 7, 8, and 9 hitters now without a reaching base, and Silas Mills got on the board with the 2nd hit of the evening for Mooresville last time up.
First hit of the playoffs for Nick Alderfer. Gets us started in this bottom of the 5th. Now Mills in on the hands. A broken bat. The throw across from short is in time, and Dylan Schaefer makes a nice play for out number 1. We've seen this before, though. The runner advances from 1st to 2nd for the Spinners. And the fielder's choice brings up Sam Walker.
Yeah, not the worst fielder's choice in the world, though. Move the lead runner up 90 feet, put a runner in scoring position for a guy that's already hit a single today.
Now Sam Walker reached on an error, laid the bunt down last time we saw him up his first time. Still reached base, though, and beat out the throw from Elijah Craddock. First pitch on the way from Coop, a big swing and a miss. For Sam Walker, his senior year at Christian Brothers University in Memphis, Tennessee. A Northwest Cabarrus High School graduate. As Coop checks back to second base before firing strike 2 right on the perfect spot. And now in a good spot. The second out will be the biggest one if he can get it. Runner in scoring position. 0-2, swing and a miss. And he got Walker. His first strikeout in quite a few batters and his 6th of the night will bring up Anthony Umbach. As first drops of rain starting to fall here in Mooresville.
Yeah, now 2 outs in the inning for Umbach, who unfortunately rolled into that double play his first time up. As looking here at Mooresville, some big storms coming around the 8:50 marks, maybe only 10 more minutes of baseball until we get some heavy rain.
The first pitch strike here from Shane Coop. As the runner still stands at second base. As Nick Alderfer represents the deadlock breaker. 0-1 from Coop on the way. Is there for a strike. Umbach didn't like the call. One strike away for Coop. He's been brilliant so far. We'll see if he can continue a scoreless game into the later stages of the contest. 0-2, swung on by Umbach and out of play.
Yeah, and this is a big 0-2 for Coop. Maybe his last inning of work if we eventually do go into that possible rain delay and trying to end out a scoreless affair.
As Anthony Umbach grounded into a double play his last time, albeit a unconventional one. Looking for any sort of big hit. 0-2 and runs outside this time from Coop as going back to second is Alderfer. Not too much success through the order this time. As the Spinners look to break the deadlock here. Man on second and 2 outs. Another 2-strike pitch from Coop. Put in play by Umbach. Going over, here's the first baseman, and making the catch is Luke Harris. Out number 3, and we are through 5 scoreless here at Moore Park. We'll be back for the 6th inning if the rain does not persist. But we'll let you know any important weather updates as we get them here at Moore Park. Thank you for joining us on the SCBL YouTube channel. We will continue here into the 6th inning, and Elijah Craddock leading things off for the Corndogs. Will face Caleb Williams and puts the first one in play over towards third base. Walker calling for it, and he's got it for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out as the Storms draw ever closer here at Moore Park.
Feels like a race against time almost. This game going by in a hurry with the 0-0 score we do have, but those thunderstorms very much impending here in Mooresville.
So Caleb Beals up next at the bottom of the lineup for the Corndogs and looking to get it back to the top with some hit to work with or some way to get on base. Struck out looking his first time. Did the future North Carolina A&T Aggie. Swings at the 1-0 and fouls it off. You wonder how the elements will affect the players. Still pretty humid outside, regardless of the weather change.
Yeah, I mean, especially those pitchers on the mound having to deal with a wet ball now. Both of them have been lights out tonight, though.
You see some Regulators players in attendance now over here to the right of us.
That game in Statesville must have been postponed.
You'd certainly think so, as the rain may have hit them north of here a little earlier than we were expecting. Top of the 2nd inning, as a matter of fact. Next pitch from Williams. Fouled out of play. Beals asking for some pine tar here a little bit before his next pitch.
It's going to be very interesting how the rest of this ball game turns out now, if we're able to even complete it tonight or having to go into tomorrow, as we were kind of wondering why we weren't getting any updates from that Statesville game, but looks like it's going to be postponed to tomorrow, starting in the 2nd inning with those Regulators players coming to Moore Park now.
Yeah, kind of a stop on the way back down I-77 a little ways, as we are in the top of the 6th inning. Obviously, no decision can be made quite yet on the game, as no team has a lead yet. We'd think they would continue the game into tomorrow, even if one team had a lead. Just depends how many more minutes they can keep going. Rainfall not too bad quite yet. We have completed a majority of the game, though. Williams ready, the 1-2, and that one skips up there in the dirt. Maybe seeing the effects of the rain starting to come into play a little bit here.
And Gunnar, you got to imagine both of these teams are going to want to complete this game tonight, not only since you're already at the ballpark, but to complete this game tonight, you get an extra day of rest. And that team, whoever wins that Statesville and Regulators game, won't have that extra day of rest going into the championship series.
Could be a massive turning point for the winner of this game if the Storms hold off, but looks like they will not be. Caleb Williams in a full count now to Caleb Beals. Ready with the 3-2, and he misses outside, ball 4. And Caleb Beals has the first base runner on the way, as the ball will be changed.
Yeah, nobody warming up in that Mooresville Spinners bullpen, despite Williams having to now deal with the elements, as a wet ball is going to be something that both of these pitchers on both ball clubs are going to have to fight against.
That'll be Chris Hendrickson back to the top of the lineup, and the first pitch misses outside from Williams. 1 down in the top of the 6th inning. This may be the turning point. A big inning here from the Corndogs could be the difference. Here comes the 1-0. Rocketed by Hendrickson towards left field, but playable for Cam Clonch, and he's got a big second out.
Yeah, very much a hard hit ball from Henderson, going the other way, just unfortunate for him, right at Clonch. And that's going to be out number 2 in the top half.
Now Luke Harris steps in with 2 outs and 1 on. The pitch goes back to first base, not in time to get Beals. rainfall steadily increasing here at Moore Park. Next pitch on the way, in the dirt, but no advance from Beals as Mills will go over and collect it. The first pitch Harris sees is in the dirt. Starting to see the effects of maybe a wet ball coming into play for Harris and Williams. Here's the 1-0. Runs low once again. Wonder if the rosin bag will be any help to him at this point. If he can get this final out cleanly, that may be the difference. And potentially the last batter either team faces tonight. Here's the 2-0. Swung on by Harris in the air. Looks like it'll be playable for one of the outfielders. Steele makes the catch, calls off Claunch, and Caleb Williams, battling the elements, gets through his 6th inning scoreless. Still just 2 hits for the Corndogs on the night, as we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and still a scoreless game between the two clubs. We will play on into the 6th inning here at Moore Park. Rain not letting up, but neither are either team. As Steele swings on the first pitch and out of play. Tyler Steele will lead things off as the leadoff man in the order and for this inning, and swings on this pitch right back up the middle for a base hit. And a great start to this bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Steele now with his 2nd single of the evening, and both of those singles going right back up the middle. Leadoff man doing just what he needed to do.
Playing the role beautifully, and now 6 hits in 8 at-bats this playoffs. A man on a mission is Tyler Steele. Now the second man up is Matthew Cipriano. 0 for 2 on the night, a ground out and a strikeout. As the pitch on the way is in the air towards deep center field. Back on the track is Darrell. He'll watch it go! Matthew Cipriano breaks the deadlock with a 2-run homer. And at long last, the Spinners get on the board first. Matthew Cipriano's first home run of the season is the biggest one yet this season. Spinners fired up as they finally have the lead.
What a way to break the deadlock open. Beating out the elements. And hitting that ball over the center field wall for Cipriano.
Now the Spinners finally ahead at long last. Here's Cam Claunch. First pitch taken outside. Had a double his first time up and a strikeout his second. Looking to continue his hot streak in the playoffs. Takes the first two outside. Now the rain's starting to affect Coop for the Corndogs. Honestly, the most impressive feat we've seen all night was Caleb Williams able to work around the elements here. It's a short mound visit between Schaefer from shortstop and Coop.
Yeah, Schaefer just giving his guy on the bump a little minute to breathe after allowing that home run, and now down into 2-0 count to a very dangerous hitter, a guy that already hit a double against him tonight.
Already a big inning for the Spinners. 2 runs across as Matthew Cipriano breaks the deadlock. And now Claunch ahead 3-0.
Some guys heading out to that Queen City bullpen as well, something to look at.
Here's the 3-0. And taken outside, ball 4 for Claunch. 3 men reach in a row to start this 6th inning. And up comes Davis Turner. Spinners a chance to compound the Corndogs' miseries. Here comes Jeff Pluta to talk to his starter, Shane Coop. You wonder, will this be the end of the night for him? Or maybe a short mound visit? It looks like it will be. And there goes Shane Coop. A valiant effort. But it turns out the 2-run homer by Matthew Cipriano was the deal breaker and the difference so far through 6 innings as the Spinners lead it 2-0. When we come back, there'll be a new pitcher on the mound. We'll find out who when we return. And the pitching change will be. The turn goes to Jacob Webb, the righty from Chesney, South Carolina. second summer as a part of the Corndogs, and his first appearance since June 17th, maybe his biggest all season. We'll see how he responds to the big break as they'll face Davis Turner to start this inning. As the rain's starting to fall harder here in Mooresville. Turner ahead 1-0. Takes the pitch inside from Webb. We have seen him struggle at times. Has pitched quite a few innings, but an 8 ERA so far. A chance for the Spinners to compound the Corndogs' misery. Already up 2-0. Still no outs as Turner sends one in the air towards left field. Coming in on his Browning. He can't get there. And another hit to continue the inning for Davis Turner. 4 straight men reaching base.
Davis Turner with his first hit of the evening. Can I get some loop single down the left field line? He'll take it. And a make-or-break inning for both ball clubs here at Gunner, and the Spinners just keep things rolling with no outs still in the inning.
And for the Spinners, it's made their game. A single by Steele, a home run by Cipriano, and 2 more singles by Claunch and Turner. Mean the first 4 men get on base. 1 through 4 hitters doing their job, and now Green shows bunt. Pulls it back for ball 1 as that pitch was low. So Jeremy Green Jr. a chance to do some more damage. He singled his last time up. First hit of these playoffs, and a chance to make something happen. Shows bunt again. Webb checks back to second, but it'll go to Green. Shows bunt again, and ball 2. Tough pitching conditions. Starting to get to Jacob Webb and the Corndogs, who valiantly held a stalemate with the Spinners, but now it is a 2-0 game, and the Spinners threatening for much more. Jeremy Green for the 3rd time shows bunt, and for the 3rd time, Jacob Webb misses the strike zone. You see an effort to play some ABC baseball here from Green. Move both runners into scoring position as the rain coming down hard now. Here's Webb's 3-0, and he finds the strike zone at last. A good pitch to reset the count and force Jeremy Green to hit. And something that he wants to chase as a short hitter's visit from Green over to his third base coach. He'll step back in the box with a chance to do some real damage now. As Claunch stands at second, and Turner at first. Downpour increasing here. And you get the feeling this may be potentially the last inning of tonight as Green puts it in play, but out of play, foul.
I mean, Gunner, we can see that American flag in left field absolutely whipping on the foul pole. And while we still have a ball game, that's going to be interesting in the outfield, those fly balls heading to our right.
Will that affect Jacob Webb even more? Here's the 3-2, makes it put in play again, does Green. And after being ahead 3-0, Green has found himself swinging at 3 pitches in the zone here.
And that foul ball almost went through the sunroof of a minivan passing by right behind us. But nonetheless, a full count here.
Always have to be wary of incoming fly balls coming by the stadium here in Mooresville. Another 3-2 from Webb, and it's ball 4. Jeremy Green, a hard-earned walk, his 2nd time on base, and the inning continues for Josh Osiander. The last situation you want to find yourself facing him is with the bases loaded and no outs, but here we are. We saw him have some massive home runs.
Next up, extra hitter number 38, Josh Osiander.
No grand slams quite yet this year. But maybe the time is right for Osiander. First pitch off speed and did get him to swing. So a big first out here.
Yeah, and you got to imagine if the Corndogs get out of this inning, maybe allowing 3 runs or 4 runs, you're still in this ball game. Got to keep it close if you're Webb on the bump, especially with a dangerous hitter in Osiander.
And likely the end of the night for Caleb Williams if this game is to be ended. But what a final start he had of the year. 6 innings and allowed just 2 hits and no runs. Walked just 1 and struck out 7. As the thunderstorms draw ever closer. Next pitch in the dirt.
And it's sure coming down now here in Mooresville.
Worst timing for the Corndogs they could have imagined. But both teams have been affected by rainstorms in this 6th inning. Spinners, though, managed to get out of it scoreless. Here's the 1-2 to Osiander, and it's right there for strike 3. And Josh Osiander is retired for a big first out. He's out of luck. 0 for 3 so far tonight, and now Nick Alderfer, who's 1 for 2. Led off the inning last time he came up in the 4th with the single. Still bases loaded, though, and the first pitch runs way inside here.
Now, Alderfer had a single last time up and a good chance to do it right here with the bases loaded. Spinners with still a lot of wiggle room in the inning, only having 1 out.
And Alderfer fouls one off the screen right over here towards the Corndogs dugout. As the rainstorm has descended on us here in Mooresville. Certainly affecting pace of play as it's slowed right down. Here's Webb's 1-1, and that one gets past the catcher, Bouthelette, but no runners advance. Fortunate for Bouthelette, it bounces right off the screen and to him, almost like a backboard for him. He probably would have had an easy play at the plate for out number 2, but everyone stays put. So now a 2-1 count here from Webb. Pitch to Alderfer, swung on and missed, and a great effort by Webb despite the elements, you gotta say here. Keeping in the game and keeping pace with these Spinners hitters. Now he's ready with the 2-2. Pitch on the way, and he just misses low in the zone.
Biggest pitch of the night from Webb probably coming here with the bases loaded and a full count, you gotta imagine.
A make or break pitch for the Corndogs. Here's the payoff from Webb, and it runs in, ball 4. And a walk means an RBI for the Spinners, make it 3-0. As here comes Claunch around third. He'll score run number 3. And everybody moves up 90 feet.
Yeah, the inning just turning from bad to worse for the Corndogs now with that run. And if they're not able to pull it out of this game, you gotta imagine they're gonna come back to the weather coming into play, and that's a brutal way to end your season if they do go out.
Last thing the Corndogs would want, as the first pitch is there for a strike from Silas Mills. 1 for 2 with a single and a fielder's choice for the Spinners catcher. Has had a nice night at the plate. Next pitch, and he rockets it in the air. That'll get down in front of the right fielder, Hendrickson, and 1 run across for Turner. Everybody moves up a base, and an RBI single makes it 4. The Spinners continuing to take advantage of the elements here. And it's a 4-run lead in the 6th.
Yeah, it's raining sideways here now in Mooresville as the Spinners grab their 4th run of the inning.
And a massive inning here continues with Sam Walker. First pitch, swung through it upstairs. Corndogs praying a double play comes their way sooner rather than later. Next pitch runs way inside. Elements coming into play even more. As getting reset is Webb. 1-1, right there for a strike. Although he struggled with control, it's been a solid work so far for Webb. Has allowed the RBI single and the RBI walk, but considering the conditions, you can't ask for much more. 1-2, swung on and missed, and a big strike 3 tipped into the glove of Bouthillette for out number 2.
Yeah, much needed right there from Webb. Brings up Umbach, who's 0 for 2 on the evening. Getting out here, and it's still a ball game for Queen City.
As Jeff Pluta comes back out to Jacob Webb. We'll see if he stays out there.
I think the Corndogs just might be asking, why is this game still going on at this moment?
Certainly not conditions ideal for baseball. Affecting all parts of the infield. The conversation between Jeff Pluta and his right-hander Jacob Webb. For the Corndogs, they had such a great season this year. Became the solid 3rd best team in this league. But it has kind of unraveled for them in this 6th inning. And it looks like that will be...
No, I think Jacob Webb was just going over there to get the mud out of his cleats.
Yeah, it looks like that will be the end of tonight's action. As the congregation begins near the mound, it looks like the Spinners players will put the tarp on the mound, and we will go into a rain delay. 2 out in the bottom of the 6th inning tonight, and the Spinners have stretched it out to a 4-0 lead here. Likely will be the end of our night here, but not the end of the game. We'll likely be back tomorrow or maybe later tonight to finish off this game. Tarp comes out. But thank you for joining us tonight on what has been a hectic game tonight, weather-wise. We hope to be back in action potentially Thursday night, potentially tomorrow. It depends when this game gets restarted. But thank you for joining us. Signing off for now, Gunter Schroeder and Zane Metz. We'll be back at the very least with the championship series on Thursday night, either here at Moore Park, down at Charlotte Latin School, home of the Corndogs, if they can pull off the comeback, or up at West Iredell High School, home of the Statesville Owls, for Game 1. Until then, thank you for joining us, and have a good night.